What up, Dokkaners? Now that part 2 has dropped the new banner, banners, people have been summoning, people have been coping, people have been celebrating. It's been generally a very lukewarm reception on this second go around of the worldwide download celebration. And unfortunately, I've seen a lot of the more negative summon results in my comments, and as far as chat goes, it's been unfortunate to see a lot of people save for so long and not be able to get the units that they wanted. But that doesn't mean that it's all over, folks, because there's a lot more to come in the rest of the year, and of course going into the 8th year anniversary. So today's video is going to be a bit of a palate cleanser where we look ahead to the future of Dokkan, and I want to conduct a little bit of an exercise to maybe help some of you Dokkaners who might not have been able to pull anything that you wanted, to try to reorient yourselves and sort of gain new perspective on where you want to be focusing your efforts next. Because when it comes to saving for a long time, we all know that if you save and you don't get the units that you want, it can be extremely deflating. So I hope this video can help you guys out, and I hope my fellow tunes in the comments will help you guys out by giving words of encouragement and also shedding their own thoughts, or shedding light on their own thoughts on which banners they would, personally choose as their next focal point. So let's just do a quick rundown of the 2022 schedule. Based on how things played out last year, things should be shaping up similarly this year. I did this video earlier, but this time around it's going to be a little bit different. So we've got the Resurrection F drop. Hang on. Actually, I do want to just quickly shout out past tune for the prediction here. Battle of Gods, Baby Saga, Dragon Ball Saga. Way to go, man. Actually, let me know in the comments how many of you guys thought it was going to be one of these, because I was definitely not one of the few. A lot of people wanted Battle of Gods. And speaking of, with the movie being a thing, this would have actually been a great entry point into the worldwide download. Battle of Gods would have been fantastic. Whatever. Anyway, Resurrection F is the first Dokkan Festival coming up next, which means Exchange Goku Vegeta Part 1 and Golden Frieza Part 2. Yes, a lot of people are talking about Golden Frieza. We'll get back to that. Thank You Celebration follows that towards the end of October, going into early December. That is where we get Trunks and Vegeta. And that, I think, is going to be the one that a lot of people are going to answer for my question that I will be asking in a minute. We've got I think this is going to be an empty banner. This is not where Zamasu is going to be showing up. That unit last year was Janemba, showed up at the end of the first month of 2022. So Zamasu will be returning much later on, which means this will be an easy skip banner with a bunch of just random LRs. Then we go into Dragon Ball Heroes, which is in late November, early December time. We don't know what the units are going to be yet. We will find out on a live stream. Hopefully it will be Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4s. That's what I want, so we'll have to wait and see. Then we've got the Winter Pre-Christmas Celebration. This has yet to be determined, as this is the first JP Dokkan Festival post worldwide download. We should be finding this out in probably a week or two, since we are ending part 2 relatively soon, and then we're going to be moving into part 3 of the worldwide download. At that point, we should be getting a hint as to what the next Dokkan Festival could be for JP, and then that will ultimately be what we get soon after on global. Last time it was the Tech Kale and Caulifla. This year will be something different. Hopefully it'll be something good. Xmas Celebration Christmas time. Part 1 is the Rising Dragon Carnival. Oh boy, that word is so triggering right now. The Carnival banner. This is what people thought Carnival meant. Double rates. That's right. That will be dropping as the precursor to the Christmas celebration. And this is where the Chilai Pepe Gals banner takes place. Whether or not this is going to remain a carnival in the truest sense in terms of double rates, we'll have to wait and see. This one and the Golden Frieza both are potentially subject to change in terms of their formatting. And then on to the Christmas celebration. That is when we get the 7-year anniversaries coming back for the first time as red coin units, and the Trunks and Vegeta return. New Year celebration then follows with the Dokkan Festival Pan as part 1 and Zamasu as part 2. That is where Zamasu will be showing up. A lot of people want this unit. Keep in mind, he is a legendary summon, and he will not be dropping until the end of January. So it's going to be a little bit of a while. Also, fun fact, Ginyu Dokkan Fest made its first reappearance on this banner for Pan. So yeah, if you guys are waiting for Ginyu, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. And then looking at the New Year step up, that is of course always a thing. The less you summon throughout the year, the more valuable that becomes. So that holds a lot of value too, especially for new players. So that will be something that I think a lot of people will also be spending some of their stones and energy on. Now, that being said, this is the rundown for 2022. My question, my little exercise here, is for you to answer. If you had to pick one banner out of all of these that we know, discounting this one, we don't know what this one is yet. So if we don't count the Winter Pre-Christmas one, every other banner that you see here, if you had to pick one banner to summon on and you couldn't summon on anything else, which banner would you choose? And when I say just summon, I'm talking only summons. You could still buy other units with coins. That's not summoning. But if you had to pick one banner to summon on, which would it be? Now, if you want to pause the video, feel free to think about it, and then, you know, go through and check out the banners, see what all the units do, see what all these units are capable of. But then when you unpause and you come back, here's my answer. I feel personally, and here's where we can all disagree, if you had to pick one unit out of the entire bunch, it's going to be Trunks and Vegeta. For the simple reason that this unit not only covers the biggest category in Dokkan ever, literally ever. Like, look at Bond of Parent and Child. Look at the lead, first of all, #1 lead right there. And then look at this category. Look at all of these different units. These are just the TURs, by the way. Each section, each typing is like a category in and of itself. There are so many units on these teams that cover so many other subcategories that this unit is this is the perfect category umbrella to run virtually the entirety of Dokkan, especially on the super side. Obviously no extremes here, but this covers the super side. So in terms of category coverage, this unit is it for sure. On top of that, if you read the entire skill set and you've seen videos on what this unit is capable of, a lot of people on JP are revering this unit as the best unit in the entire game, with the 7 years being a thing. I don't know actually if their opinions have changed lately since the worldwide download, but I would argue regardless, this unit is in top 3, or maybe top 5. Regardless, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. This unit is that incredible. This unit is so good, in fact, that I would argue that not even at 55%, even at 0%, this unit is amazing. Guaranteed guard, gains critical hit upon hits received, guards for 5 turns. You can have him in the first slot. So many different things going for this character that you can run it on literally every event, except for maybe punching bag. Every other event, this unit can serve a purpose. Cell max, red zone, everything. You know, like one of the common metrics that people tend to gauge when, you know, defining a new character being good or not is how well they can do on the newest events. And while I don't particularly agree with that notion, this unit is not only good at all those events, but good at literally every event. So this is one of those just outliers that just transcends all reasoning. And I think this is the one unit that you guys should be saving for, which gives you some time depending on which banner you want to go for. If you want to go for the actual focused Dokkan festival that has just this unit as featured, then you would be saving for this banner right here with some nice consolation prizes right there, some nice SSRs. But yeah, that will be dropping roughly towards the end of October into early November, which means you've got about a month and a half to, you know, save and prepare. So from right now until then, you know, that might give you some time to get some decent amount of stones depending on all the events that you have to get done. So that's my pick. Now, obviously, some of you guys might have differing opinions, so I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Of course, Golden Frieza, I think a lot of people are looking forward to now more than ever since the SDR cooler exists. My only counterpoint, it would be that if you are looking at Golden Frieza, keep in mind that the damage reduction of 90%, while it is insanely powerful, I have been singing this unit's praises ever since it was released. Just remember, we have a perfectly good Golden Frieza at home, okay? So whatever you got to do to rationalize and convince yourself of where you want to be really focusing on, that's what matters. You're going to have to make some cuts. You're going to have to pick and choose your battles. Some people want to summon, some people want to summon for the Resurrection F units. Some people want to summon for the Dragon Ball Heroes units. You're not wrong for wanting to pick the units that you want. There's nothing wrong with that. But the issue is, if you want to be able to get the units that you want to go for, you might need more stones, which means you might have to stop spending on other banners in order to accomplish that. So depending on what you want, you would go for that. And in my opinion, Trunks and Vegeta is the biggest unit that you could pick up for the time being. And of course, you know, buying the 7 years with your red coins and the thank you celebration or the Christmas time would be a nice one as well. Pan is good, insanely good. I think people were rocking 25 million plus damage on that active skill. Of course, Pan is amazing. Zamasu is amazing, but legendary summon. So is that something you really want to be revisiting? Is it going to remain a legendary summon? I don't know. So I think the safe choice is Trunks and Vegeta, but I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Let me know, what are you doing to prepare for the next summon, the next banner that you are looking forward to? Of course, you know, when it's all said and done, if you don't know what you want to summon on, saving until the 8th year anniversary isn't the worst thing in the world. People might say, oh my gosh, you're missing out here and there. But at the same time, once you find out what the 8th year anniversaries are doing, who cares? None of these other units are gonna matter, except for maybe Trunks and Vegeta. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this whole situation. If you are somebody who was not able to pull the units that you wanted after so long, after saving for so long and spending all of your hard-earned stones, where do you go? Where do you save? And where do you look towards next on your next summoning endeavor? Which unit is it? Why? Why not? Share your own thoughts. Let's all be constructive and helpful for those tunes in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.